All right, my candid thoughts about the crypto market right now. So here's the thing. There's not a lot of liquidity in the market, meaning there's just not a lot of buyers and sellers right now at this moment, April 21st, 2022. And at the same time, there's a lot of leverage relative to there's a lot of leverage in maybe not in historical sense, but relative to the amount of observable liquidity that we have, the buy side, the sell side, the amount of Bitcoins on exchanges available for buying and selling, and other measures, volume, etc. And so that's a real concern, because the risk is there's a cascade of liquidation. I think people think that that means it has to go up. But without buyers, the price is not going to go up that much. And the concern is that you're going to have a cascade of liquidations if the price goes down. Not because people want to sell, not from panic selling, maybe some of that, but because the leverage in the system is such that when a position gets liquidated, that pushes the price down, liquidates more positions, pushes the price down, liquidates more positions, pushes the price down. Happens all the time. Also happens in the reverse direction up. But the thing is, with all that leverage, you have a lot of people who are borrowing against their crypto holdings from lending platforms, which is a total black box. We don't know how much that is. We know that there's a not insignificant amount of Bitcoins and Ethereum tokens that are locked up in DeFi protocols. It's less than it was a few months ago. It continues to get less each day. That's not the US dollar value, but the actual number of Bitcoins and Ethereum tokens that are captured on this DeFi protocol. So we can identify that, but it's not an insignificant amount. And so then you have the smart contract risk, just like back in March 2020, where it wasn't that people panic sold. It was because you had these smart contracts that were automatically liquidated. These weren't just margin calls where you say, hey, look, give me 6 hours, give me 12 hours, give me till tomorrow. There was no way to do that. It just, the protocol said, hey, the price hit the mark, sell, sell, sell. And because you don't have a lot of liquidity, it just keeps selling off and going down. On the other side, this pump, we get a pump, like no liquidity. Another side, shoot up to 50,000, even higher. And then those institutions, smart money, traders, they say, okay, I'm going to take a little off the top, but everybody takes a little off the top at the same time. And the price just rolls over. While at the same time, the very people who are taking a little off the top are the very people who have propped up this market for the past few months. And so while a liquidation event doesn't substantively change the fundamentals of the market and that foundation that we built up for months, really since last summer, the price goes up and those people who laid the foundation decide they don't want, they're getting out, even if it's just a little bit. Well, that weakens the foundation. And then it just rolls over and it goes a lot lower. So I don't think that's going to happen. That's not necessarily an expectation or a prediction of what might happen. But those are my concerns, given the amount of leverage, more importantly, how much not the amount of leverage that we know about in these smart contracts, but the leverage we don't know about on Celsius, Nexo, and all these other platforms, as well as any private deals people had, private arrangements people had. So you have a lot of leverage relative to a liquid asset. Really crazy things can happen. So look, let's hope nothing crazy happens. Let's hope we just continue, the price rises. It drops enough to keep people scared, keep people from getting too blasé, too complacent about what's going on. Not enough to get people to panic, to disinvest, to leave. You still have those dollar cost averagers. They're still coming in. You see the whales. You know what the whales are doing. You know what even the smaller, I guess what they call them, dolphins. You know what they're doing. We covered, if you're subscribed to Crypto is Easy, you see that. So let's be vigilant. Let's keep on top of it. Let's see what's going on. I just wouldn't read too much into either a big move up or a big move down. And frankly, if we do have a big cascade liquidation down, you know what? Maybe that's the best thing for everybody's mental state, because the traders who said, "Oh, we're going lower," well, they get to be right. And the on-chain guys who say, "Well, you know, we're fundamental. Like when you look at what's going on-chain, this is really, really good." They get to be right too, because you just have a liquidation event that hits all the trader targets, changes nothing structurally, fundamentally, behaviorally about the market. And then just like in March 2020, a month later, you're back to even. I think it was even less than a month. You're back to even to today's price, and people move on. That would be a great scenario, because then everybody gets to think they're right. But usually, I don't know. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know how this market is from the moment that I'm recording this video, much less what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. But within the realm of possibilities, I know 50-50 market, always 50-50, could go up, could go down. That's not the point. The point I want to draw is we could have a big move up or a big move down that essentially changes nothing. Or maybe it does change something. So yeah, I know 50-50, but you want my honest opinion? That's my honest opinion. So look, we're just going to have to keep track of things. I'm still following my plan. And yeah, the plan has done great so far. My expectation is we'll continue to do great so far. And as far as everything else, it's just, let's be vigilant. Let's be mindful about what's going on in the market, behaviors we see with people with Bitcoin, the risks that creates and the opportunities it brings. Relax and enjoy the ride.